Well, hello, everyone. Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be listening from or watching from. I am thrilled to be with you again today. I'm Celeste Johnson, if you don't know that already, and I am excited to be coming to talk with you about a topic that happens to be heavily on my mind today. It's about freeing yourself up. And how do you do that? One of the best ways to do it is to forgive. I'm going to go into some details on the power of forgiveness. And I tell you, in the world today, we have lots of reasons and lots of opportunities to practice that. So, right now, if you why don't you like this page and share it if you're on Facebook, invite others to come and listen in. I think I'm going to give you a couple of tips on how to go about doing it. I want to start off the message, though, very briefly with a quote, a couple of quotes that resonated when I was looking this up. It says, "To forgive is to set a prisoner free and discover that the prisoner was you." Wow. Yeah. Forgiveness is not for the other person so much. It's really for you, because we can't control other people. They may not even ask for forgiveness or even think they need forgiveness. That is not your business. Your business is to release yourself and relieve yourself of any anxiety or pain that may come from a lack of forgiveness for the injury, the hurt that came from a behavior or a word or whatever the deed might have been that injured you. So forgiveness is really for you. Here's another quote: "The weak can never forgive. Forgiveness is the attribute of the strong." It takes courage, it takes boldness, it takes humility to a great degree to be able to come back and say, "Hey, first of all, forgive me if I've done anything to harm you, if I've said anything that harms you." To acknowledge that, because we can cause injury as well, and we know that to be true. So being able to ask for forgiveness is important, but also to give forgiveness for those that have injured you. And some meant it for intentionally, some was unintentional. Either way, you still had the injury. So you want to go ahead and forgive them. And that's really important. Part of this, I talk about forgiveness is part of a process that I deal with called Operation Green Slate. Green Slate. That's wrong. Operation Clean Slate, which I'm getting ready to launch. And it's about really cleaning up your life. It's about getting your life in a situation, in a state that things are, purged, things that don't serve you well, things that injure you, things that no longer really benefit you, including your physical space, which we'll talk about another time, including your emotional space, which is what we're talking about here. And there's also the mental space, those limiting beliefs you have. We talk about those as well in the Operation Clean Slate. But for now, we're talking about the emotional space. And forgiveness is one key component there. And there are many benefits. I'm just going to highlight a couple benefits for you, because you might wonder, well, why should I do this? They're the one that caused the pain. Well, that's true. But if you're still holding on to it, if you're still remembering the pain, if you're still feeling the pain and talking about the pain to other people, that's not good. You want to clean that out of your head, clean the slate, and move forward with your life, whether they're in it with you or not. So be mindful that sometimes forgiveness does not mean that you go back into the same situation and allow it to happen repeatedly. No, let's be clear there. We're not talking about taking abuse, verbal abuse, emotional abuse, physical abuse, forgiving and going back into it. No, let's be clear. I'm not saying that. I'm saying to release the anxiety, to release the tension, to release the emotions that are connected to the injury so that you can move on and grow and make different decisions going forward. Let me give you a couple of benefits from it, specific benefits that come from forgiveness. One is it can lower your blood pressure. I tell you, how many know that when you're angry, when you're frustrated, when you're mad, when you're disappointed, when you are just taken aback by something that someone has done to you, that can raise your blood pressure. And that's the silent killer. So we want to be mindful of that, that we can physically do things, changing the way we think about circumstances, changing the way we think about that person. See, here's how I believe. Um, I've had plenty of opportunities. Some injuries were really pretty significant. And I had to shift how I thought about it because I had to think that something caused them to be able to do that. And I don't know what that is. And I wonder what made it okay for them to say or do the thing that they did. And so what I do personally is I pray for them and say, God, help them to deal with whatever that might be, or help them get past that, because most times people don't intend to hurt you, although they do, and we do. And so I pray for them to be recovered from that. And that's a different approach, and it allows me to forgive them. And then I get the benefit of lowering my blood pressure as one example. Here's another one that goes right along with that. It reduces your stress, because when you're in a heated argument or feeling really impacted by something someone did or said that has been harmful, that can raise your level of stress. And God knows we have enough stress in our world today. We don't need to add to that. We can take control of the things that we can handle. And one of the things we can handle is we can choose to forgive. Just choose. It's a choice, man. And once you do it, it frees you up. So it can lower your blood pressure. It can reduce your stress. It minimizes the hostility that's in you, because sometimes you repeat it over and over. And let me just say this to you. Please be mindful when someone has hurt you, and you need to vent. You need to get it out, because you don't want to keep it in. If you keep it in, it's going to manifest some way. It can manifest in not getting enough sleep. It can manifest, some people drink, some people do different things. You want to get it out. Exercise is a great way. Get outside and move your body, sweat it out. That's a good thing. But be mindful of how many people you talk about it to. First of all, be careful of who you speak to and about. And then minimize how many times you say it over and over, because words are powerful. You got to be careful what you say. You can reiterate it and drag it on much longer than it needs to. The better option is to choose to forgive. Listen, I'm not going to talk forever, but I'll give you a couple more things. This listed here is a whole list of things that go along with the benefits of it. Well, from a spiritual standpoint, I happen to be a practicing Christian, yes. And he says, forgive so that you can be forgiven. If you're asking for something, for God to open the door and make a way for you, he says, if you have anything against someone else or something that's going on, go take care of that first and then come back to me. So just from a practical standpoint, it makes sense to release that. But overall, ladies and gentlemen, my bottom line point is free yourself. Free yourself. And the way to do that is to forgive. Forgive quickly and often. And the word talks about forgiving 7 times, 70 times. So that's a lot of times. I don't know. I haven't got to that point, but it just means consistently continue to do it. Why? I'm going to give you one other reason why. Because we need forgiveness as well. And we want to plant the seed for the things that we want. Listen, I just wanted to share that brief moment with you. I've had the opportunity recently to exercise this practice that I'm talking about, forgiveness. If you want more information, I'm so excited. I'll say this last thing. So excited about this program I'm launching. It's about transitions by design, not default. And we start off with the process of Operation Clean Slate. Operation Clean Slate. Operation Clean Slate deals with physical space, when you get rid of things that are excessive. I don't know if you have things like that, closets that are junky, that you can't find anything that causes stress, junk drawers that you can't find anything that causes stress. When you clean out things, it gives you a sense of calm. We talk about mental clean slate, mental issues, limiting thoughts, things that are causing you unnecessary stress. We clean that out. But this one is about emotional cleaning, and that's where the forgiveness comes in. And so we walk through that process. If you want more information on that, go visit my Voices of Hope in Action. It's a membership I have that we walk through that whole process. Certainly you're welcome to do that, or just on your own. Read about forgiveness and then practice it. Free yourself, ladies and gentlemen, today. Call that person up, send that note, write that letter, and forgive today. I tell you, I promise you, you'll feel better in the end. It's great to be here with you. Stay tuned. I'm going to be more consistently sharing little nuggets here, and I hope that you find value in this. If you do, share it with someone else. Maybe it's the person you need to forgive. Use my words. That may help you. God bless you. Take care. I'll talk next time. Love you. Bye bye. Forgive.